Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going right into budgeting my November 15th paycheck budget. So if you have been following me, we are paid semi-monthly, but myself and my husband, we are on the very same pay schedule. My budgeting period starts on the 31st of October and it goes up to the 29th of November. So we are budgeting for all expenses between November 15th and the 29th. So let's get into giving this money a duty. All right, so first, let's take a look at how much we are budgeting for this pay period and get into it. So the total rollover from my last closeout was $13.38. Combined income that we're going to be using for this period is 331890. All right, no overtime, no bonus. I will be adding the family contribution when I do the check-in later on. No transfers and nothing is coming over from savings. All right. Okay, so the amount that we're going to be using to cover our obligations for this 2 weeks coming up is $3,332.28. All right, so let's get into covering our essentials. All right, so I'm going to be starting with my housing and general expense category. Skipping rent, I'm going to go to water. All right, so I don't have my water bill as yet. That's not sent out as yet. But what I did was to use the last 3 months of water bill and take the average. So I'm going to be budgeting 165 and 67 cents for water. Security will not be due, so I'm putting zero right there. Car insurance, I'm going to be budgeting $240. The last bill was paid at $226.10, but I'm putting it at $240. The new rate for the car insurance is going to be starting this period. I haven't looked at it as yet because that bill was just paid. So I'm using the 240, which is just a little bit above the 237 to proceed. Hopefully we are still at the same mark. There's no increase. I'm hoping for that. And for cell phone, I am budgeting $284.92. For internet, $70.25. My gas bill is $73.99. And electricity is $109. Life insurance, I'm going to budget life insurance for $130. That's going to cover 2 months. Pest control, zero. Not doing the lawn. Fuel is $100. I'm going to put there because that's only one vehicle that is using. I am remote, so I am not really using my car to go anywhere much. For groceries and toiletries, I think I'm going to put $300 here for now. For medical copay expenses, we do have some appointments coming up, but those are going to be virtual, and for virtual appointments there is no copay, so I'm going to be putting zero here. And for prescription, I'm going to do $120 for prescription. All right, so I am going to skip over savings and sinking funds. I'm going to be skipping over personal and discretionary, and I'm going to be going to my debt obligations. All right, so for my debt obligations, which normally covers 2 car payments, some credit cards, 2 personal loans. All right, so for car payment number 1, which all these were normally on the split pay method, but for car payment number 1, which is the date is the 15th of the month, I did not do a half payment for October 31st. So I will have to pay the full payment come the 15th, which is 2 days from now. All right, so that's going to be $488.38. For car payment number 2, I did change the due date for that, which is going to be the 30th of November. So I'm going to go ahead and schedule a half payment now and then do a half payment on the 30th. So that's going to be $230.94. So this one is back on the split pay method. I'm going to try and get back car payment number 1 on the split pay method come the end of the month again. All right, for credit cards, I'm going to go over to the consumer debt tracker. So the total credit card payment for the month was $518.08. $30 was already paid, so I need to budget $488.08. $488.08. Okay. For personal loan and personal loan 2, I am not making a payment for November because I'm using one of my 2 deferrals that we have that's available to us each year. So I am using one of those 2 so I can give myself a little breathing room. There are some things that I need to catch up on as well. All right, so let me just go over to my quarterly debt tracker to give you an idea of what I am going to be doing. All right, so this account here, this Best Buy card that I need to pay off this promotional balance by December 13th. So the full amount is $296.96. There is no interest to it. So I'm thinking of paying off this card and paying off the Delta card as well. But let's see how much money I have left before I make a commitment to paying off the Delta card first. All right, so for right now, I budgeted $1,207.40 to cover my debt so far. All right, so I'm going to go over to my subscription and then see how much money is left over. For subscription, I think it's $9.99. $9.99 for subscription. All right, so let's see how much money is left over. $521.06 is left over. All right, so I am not going to be scheduling any money towards the rent for this period. And that's going to be it for now. Let me just do a quick recap to make sure that all the essentials are covered for this pay period that I wanted to cover, and then see what next to do with that $500 that is left over. All right, so nothing is going towards rent. Water is set at $165.67. Security is not going to be due. Car insurance, that's covered. Cell phone, internet, gas, electricity. And remember now that a portion of the cell phone bill will be coming back to me, as well as the gas, internet, and electricity, and water. Let me make this blue as well because this needs to be okay. So water, cell phone, internet, gas, and electricity, I will be getting the refund from other family members. So that's going to be what I will be updating here. All right, so those are scheduled. Life insurance is scheduled for 1:30. I am not doing pest control and I am not doing lawn. For fuel, 100 is, I hope is going to be good. Groceries for 300 and prescription for 120. All right, so I'm budgeting $1,593.83 for housing and general expense. Zero is going to come here because I'm not planning any activities here, as well as personal and discretionary. These are going to be zero. Okay, card payment scheduled, credit schedule, and subscription is scheduled. All right, so what I'm going to be doing is to put this $521.06 right here for extra debt payment, but I am not going to make the extra debt payment as yet. I think I'm going to hold this money until the end of the month, just in case I need to make any adjustment. I can make the adjustment from this 521 here. But I'm definitely going to be paying off the Best Buy card come the end of the month. So let's see how well the spending goes for the next couple of days, and then I'll be able to make a decision if I can pay off both cards or only one, and see what I can do. All right, so that's it for budgeting my November 15th paycheck. It's all about balancing my needs and my wants while keeping my goal or my financial goals in mind. It's all about creating a plan that works for me, something that's not going to stress me out, cause me to give up in the middle. So it's about balance and staying within the confines of what I can afford at this time. So if you enjoyed this budgeting video, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Continue to follow me on my journey, and if you are new to my channel, please come along on the journey with me. All right, so until next time, happy budgeting.